And good day, beautiful people, and welcome to my Freedom Channel. My name is Axel Duncoyne, and I'm running for the Australian Federation Party in Ryan for the federal elections 2022. The Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC for short, was established by the New South Wales Greiner government in 1989. It was modelled on the Hong Kong ICAC that was founded 15 years earlier. But what does the ICAC actually do? Well, the ICAC aims to protect the public interest, prevent breaches of public trust, and guide the conduct of public officials. The ICAC deals with corrupt conduct involving or affecting most of the public sector, including state government agencies, local government agencies, and members of parliaments and the judiciary. But who watches the watcher? And how can we guarantee honesty and integrity? There are some key points to keep in mind. The ICAC was created to investigate corruption, but convictions have been rare. Different governments have been proposing reforms since 2016. Today, we see the major parties playing hot potatoes with the monster that they helped create. The ABC even said 6 years ago that the New South Wales Liberal and National parties have had an uneasy relationship with the body they created. So already at the time they knew that something was wrong. What is worse is that in 2016, New South Wales Premier then Mike Baird's government passed a bill that several people have warned would weaken the ICAC's power. ABC again stated that the Greiner government handed the first commissioner and QC, Ian Temby, a dossier of allegations of corrupt conduct by the former Labor government. Instead, the ICAC's first public hearing was into North Coast land deals. It almost claimed the scalp of then National Party leader Will Murray. Will narrowly escaped a contempt charge after likening the Corruption Commission to the Spanish Inquisition. I quote again the ABC when they said that then Premier Nick Greiner was ultimately brought down by the ICAC. His decision to give a job to former Education Minister Terry Metherell was described in a sensational report as technically corrupt within the terms of the ICAC Act. Although the Court of Appeal later overturned the findings, ABC said the damage was done. Mr. Greiner was forced to resign in 1992. A major weakness in the ICAC's early years was police corruption. The watchdog missed the institutional corruption rife in some parts of the force at the time. It took a separate police royal commission with secret video recordings of police officers handing over wads of cash to expose the rampant level of corruption. The most frequently investigated sector has been local government. The ICAC's website lists about 30 major investigations into corruption in different councils since the body was founded. One of the most sensational inquiries was into Wollongong Council in 2008. A town planner told the ICAC she accepted cash in gift from developers whilst she approved developments from them worth millions of dollars. A development were approved while she was involved in sexual relationship with two of the men funding them. At the time, the ICAC recommended that she face 27 criminal charges. However, after a 2-year investigation by the Director of Public Prosecutions, none of the charges proceeded. Well, despite the convictions arising from the ICAC to be quite rare, some big ones have actually made the news. In 2010, a former Sydney Roads and Traffic Authority manager and a driving instructor were jailed over a cash for licenses scam. A retired Rear Admiral of the Navy was jailed in 2014 for defrauding Sydney ferries of $200,000. A Labor MP was sentenced to 12 months home detention in 2012 following a guilty plea for falsely claiming parliamentary allowances. What we can deduce is that ICAC does not seem to be a strong deterrent to corruption. With such a poor record, it's not surprising the figures brought before the ICAC have expressed confidence that they will not face charges. After the ICAC recommended charges against former Labor MP Eddie Obeid earlier in 2016 for hiding his family's interest in the Catholics, he said there was not even 1% chance of him being prosecuted. The Liberal Party is licking its wounds as well. Former Premier Barry O'Farrell resigned from office in 2014 after a massive memory fail before the Corruption Commission when he denied receiving a $3,000 bottle of wine from a businessman. 10 other Liberal MPs were forced to resign or go to the crossbench, arising out of the ICAC's inquiry into political donations. The watchdog made a mistake in 2015 when it attempted to hold a public hearing into the conduct of prosecutor Margaret Cunneen relating to a drink-driving test conducted on her son's girlfriend. The High Court ruled the ICAC exceeded its authority based on misinterpretation of corrupt conduct in the Act. So I hear about anti-corruption schemes from Greens, LP, NLP, but I'm not sure they are clean enough themselves to champion any attempts, or are they? If they want a federal ICAC, then how will they guarantee its total and permanent probity? Corruption must be eradicated everywhere in public service, under any form and at even the smallest level. It starts with culture and belief, but it stays alive with incentive and enforcement.